be the biggest single day ride I've ever done. Apparently, what I'm looking for is a day glow sign. I know what the signs look like now, which is always a good thing. It's always helpful to know what I'm looking for. Because I have no clue where I'm going. Damn it, what's the name of the place I'm going again? Where is it? What am I looking for? What's my name? What am I doing?
Hello and welcome to another map and lens video. Now you might be wondering why I'm talking to you from my desk rather than out on a bike, and the reason for that is that when I was riding a bike I realised the intro for this video didn't really explain very well what the National Road Rally was. So I thought I'll do a quick intro now, explain what it is, and then we'll join myself back on the bike. So, National Road Rally, what is it? The tagline for the event is the best excuse ever for a ride out. And what they're trying to do is encourage people to get out on your bike, ride some roads you haven't been to before, and see some things that you ain't seen before. So when you register for the National Road Rally, you'll be given a matrix. And the matrix looks just like this. It's got a series of points, a series of checkpoints, and the idea is you have to visit as many of these checkpoints as you possibly can in a given time. Now you can only travel between checkpoints that are linked together on the map, and the distance between those checkpoints results in a different point score for every one that you visit. Your overall score for the rally is based on how many checkpoints you visit and how far apart those checkpoints are. The further apart those checkpoints are, the greater score you'll get for travelling between them. Depending on your point score, and as long as you complete within the time given, you'll either achieve a chrome award, a bronze award, a silver award, or a gold award. After a bit of thinking, a bit of planning, I decided I was going to have a crack and go for the Gold Daytime Award. That would mean I'd be travelling about 320, 330 miles, and it was going to take me 8.5 hours of non-stop riding to achieve it. Hopefully all that makes perfect sense, and now it's back to me on the bike, ready to get started. Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome back. Welcome to the bike and welcome to the beautiful North Yorkshire Moors. Now, as I'm sure I went through in the intro, or at least I hope I did, you joined me at the very start of the National Road Rally. Morning sheep. Currently, I am on my way to the first checkpoint of the day, which is actually going to be my start point, which is a motorbike slash car based coffee shop in the North Yorkshire village of Pickering called NY500. So that's what I picked as my starter point for today. Managed to leave pretty much bang on when I was hoping to, because it's going to be a long day today. According to the sat-nav alone, as you've probably already seen, the route's about 8 hours, but that is without any form of stops, breaks, getting lost, not knowing where you're going, and any other bits and bobs that might happen as part of this. So I wanted to be at the first checkpoint, the earliest you can start, which is 9 o'clock, so I've got about 40 minutes away I think till we get to the first checkpoint, so that should be just about doable. The weather today suggested it was going to be a beautiful Saturday. As you can see, so far that's not quite what we've got. It's not a bad day yet, but it certainly isn't that glorious sun I was hoping for. But there you go. Hopefully it'll brighten up a little bit. The one mistake I feel I've made already is I went with my summer gloves because I thought it was going to be hot, and so far it's freezing and the air is blasting through and my hands are freezing. village of Castleton, and then we're going to head up over onto Blakey Ridge, which is the road that we're going to use, or the road that I'm going to use to get down towards NY500. Taking it steady this morning because tyres are still cold, and as you can see there's a fair chunk of surface water, and it's probably a bit slippy, and it's windy this morning, so taking it nice and easy. I think hopefully the sun will come out in a little bit and it'll dry out, and we'll be able to make a little bit of better progress as we go. For now, we're just going to sit back, enjoy the views. Videos before, but it's still pretty spectacular, especially with the sun just coming in over there, so hopefully that's just going to get better and better and brighter through the day, which would be amazing. As we're going, because this is the first actual ride out video on the new bike, well, new to me. So at some point as part of this trip I'll have to give you a little bit of impressions about it, how it's different from the NT. Hopefully by now there'll already be a video out that explains why I moved from the NT, what all that was about, where I'm trying to get to, what my plans are. But at some point in this ride I'll give you an idea about how this bike is different, and for the good and for the bad. Also, if it's working and running, you should be seeing some slightly different footage, as I managed to acquire an Insta360. Thank you for the loan, you know who you are. So hopefully this is picking up some amazing footage looking back, as if I've got my own film crew with me. One day perhaps, chance to be a fine thing. Yeah, what the footage looks like I've no idea, because I can see the Insta bouncing around on the end of the pole, but we will see. To be fair, this road isn't actually that smooth, so this might be a major test of the stability, but here we go. Well, it's 8:30 so far. I was really hoping to get to the start, the NY500, by 10 o'clock. So I think, because all of this footage, all of this area, although it's pretty, you've kind of seen that all before in a different video, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to knock these cameras off for a little bit. I'm going to get my head down a little bit, get focused, might even stick some tunes on the cardo, get to the first stop, and I will catch up with you there. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Don't know whether you heard Google there in my ear, in the little cardo, telling me that we are about 1/4 mile Marlow. Now I've been here a couple of times and it's a really cool place. If you're anywhere near the Pickering area, it's definitely worth a track, and you'll know when we're there because you'll see a yellow 50 style American car. There you go, suspended up in the air. An old Mondeo touring car there as well, very nice. So this is NY500, check that out, and this is my starter point for the National Road Rally. So apparently what I'm looking for is a day glow sign that'll have a number. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I know what I'm looking for. 410-077. Happy days. Freak fan neutral. Sweet. Right. See if we can't get a little picky. Right, so if I'm organised, somewhere inside this jacket I will have a pen, here we go, and a piece of paper. This is my entry card. So, control number, don't know what it is. Control code 410-0. Oh, resting on the tank, not a good idea. 410-077. Time is 9:15. Right, now I'm hoping that this place is open and I can get a little bit of brekkie, but I've got a sinking feeling that this doesn't open till 10 o'clock. But we're going to have a little ride down and see. So that was checkpoint 1. Technically the start of the rally for me, and that was the easy one because I knew where it was. I've been there quite a few times, a couple of times on a bike and a couple of times in a car, so I knew where that one was. That required very little thought. So now it gets serious, I guess, from this one. First things first, I know what the signs look like now, which is always a good thing. It's always helpful to know what I'm looking for. Oh, no 6th gear, have a think. So now I know what I'm looking for, that's helpful. And they do seem to be strapped to the outside of buildings. I was chatting to the lady in the cafe, and she was saying that whilst they've written the number on the door, the code number that you need just to prove that you were there, they've also been told they need to put it on the outside because they know that the rally can run quite late and it'll be beyond their closing. So that's quite good, because I think a lot of these places I get to are going to be beyond closing time, so it's good to know that they've all been told that they should put the sign somewhere that you can get to even when the place is closed. So fingers crossed. So we're heading for Adams Hab Cafe, which is South Pier, Bridlington. So I've never ridden to Bridlington in my entire life. I think I've only been to Bridlington twice at all. So this is going to be new on a number of levels for me. Reckons about 50 minutes, 51 minutes, if the traffic's decent according to Google Maps. So that's quite good. I don't know whether the road's going to be anything much to talk about, or whether it's just going to be kind of like this bog or standard A roads like this one is. I'm not sure, but we'll see. One thing though, and I'm going to do this one early in the ride because that's the spec by this afternoon. I'll be slightly delusional, and by tonight I'll be downright talking nonsense if I don't do that already. I did say when I was coming over the top that I would say a little bit about why I swap bikes, and about the difference between this and my previous bike. So, before we go any further, if you haven't seen, and there's a good chance that you haven't, because I don't even know whether I've made it, because at this point I haven't, a video about where I talk about swapping bikes. So, first things I should probably do is tell you what this is, if you haven't already worked out yet. So this is a 2008 Yamaha Fazer FZ6, and it is the S2, the Series 2 model. Previous bike was a Honda NT700, also known as the DeVille. A little bit about this bike for those that don't know. So this is classed as a, I guess, do-it-all bike, I suppose. Capable of some touring, some commuting, and in my experience so far in the time that I've had it, very capable of some fun rides out. She weighs, I think it's about 186 kilograms. I'll pop that on the screen if I'm wrong, but I think it's around about that. 186 kilograms and puts out around 100 brake horsepower. So the engine in this is a detuned version of what you get in the R6 from the same sort of year and period. Detuned in the sense that the top end has been lowered, so it doesn't rev as high, and I've also brought the torque band down a little bit in the rev range to try and make it a little bit more usable. Now, having said that, I've never ridden an R6, but bearing in mind no idea if you can hear that, but that's Google in my ear. If this is detuned and it's had the power band brought down, I dread to think what the R6 is like, because I'll be honest with you, this thing does not even look interested until you hit 8,000. It's just not bothered, it's not interested, and she doesn't start to fly till you get to about 10,000. Now compare that to the Honda, which would pull pretty strongly from about 2,000. It's a very different riding experience. Hugely different riding experience. Both have their benefits, both have their pluses, but it's very different. Right, looks like we're dropping down onto a main road for a bit, down towards Scarborough. So I will catch you in a little bit and I'll tell you a little bit more. Because nobody wants to waste the time watching a dual carriageway, because it won't be exciting and it won't be fun. In terms of where we are geographically, absolutely no idea. I'm totally reliant on Google today, because I have no clue where I'm going. But, oh, there we go, we're in Wintringham. Good. I'm assuming this is the right way. It's reckoning I'm going to be at the next stop by 10:30. If I was sensible and a little bit more organised, I'd have an idea in my mind about exactly what time I wanted to be each stop, but yeah, I don't. So I guess we'll be at the next stop whenever the next stop is. What I've baked into the route is the opportunity to bail out. So, as I probably covered in the intro, and the fact that I keep referencing probably covered in the intro would probably make you realise that as such I haven't actually shot the intro yet. I'm going to shoot the intro after the actual ride. Again, lack of organisation, but there's different awards that you can get. So there's a chrome's the entry, then it's bronze, then it's silver, then it's gold, and it's all based on how many checkpoints you do and how many points you score. As I will have showed on the matrix at the start, it's different points between different scores you get between different indicators, different checkpoints. So I can bail out at different points. So if I find this just too tough and too much, I can bail out and just get a chrome award. I can bail out and just get a bronze or just get a silver. I'm aiming for gold, because why would you it's pretty round here, why would you start and aim for less than a gold or less than the top one you can get? But you know, that's a lot of riding. I think the most riding I've ever done, most miles I've ever done in a day, was the one of the rides up to Scotland for the tour I did with my wife, and I think it was just over 200. So this is going to whack an extra 100 on that. To be fair, I didn't feel overly tired or fatigued after that. But when you're trying to make a YouTube video like I am today, there is always more faffery involved. You know, I think I'd be fairly confident of achieving a goal if I was just setting off and riding and that was the end of that. But stopping, taking photos, talking nonsense to you guys, all takes time. So I don't know whether I'm going to run out of it. 10 o'clock is my deadline to get to the final checkpoint, so I guess we'll just see how it goes. But yeah. Right. I think what we're going to do is... Wow, this is pretty cool. I'm going to flick the camera off for now, and I will turn it on when we get a little bit closer to the stop, which is probably going to be, what, about half hour. So I'm going to get my head down, get a ride on for half hour, get a little bit closer to the next checkpoint, and then I will fire you back on, and you can watch the fun of me trying to find a checkpoint that in a place that I've never ridden to before. Who wouldn't find that entertaining? Right, catch you on the bit. We're in Bridlington, and I believe we're just heading down towards the sea now, and we're according to the sat nav less than half a mile away. Now, awesome. I have actually forgotten the name of the place. I think this may be a theme for the video, just so you're aware. Me driving around randomly going, is that it? What's the name of the place I'm going again? Where is it? What am I looking for? What's my name? What am I doing? Now I feel like... according to this, it's down here on the left. Andy something or other. Right, he reckons it's here. Oh, is that Andy's? Oh, you what? Oh, there's the control sign. Oh, cobbles. Absolute nightmare from hell. Do invented these cobbles. Right, there we go. National control point. 919016. Right. 919016. We are on 1027. Bridlington. Excuse the handwriting. My handwriting's not great, but that is writing on top of the fuel cap, which I'm chasing with. Right. Okay, let's plot the route for the next one. Right, we're just leaving the checkpoint in Bridlington, Andy's Cafe. Easy enough to find, although there was, well, there's cobbles now, but there was even worse cobbles back there. Hey, cobbles. Didn't bother stopping, although it did look like a perfectly nice calf, because they've only just stopped. Now, the next place that we're heading to is in the village / town of Beverly, and it's a place called Moto 5, and it's an industrial park, so I'm assuming that this is a biker's calf, because in my experience bikers' calves quite often tend to be on industrial estates or around them, so I'm guessing that's where this next one is. Reckons 34 minutes away, so that's not too bad. I think the next 3 are in quite quick succession. They're all in the same sort of area. So, get a couple of these buttoned off. In my mind, I want to get halfway before I stop for dinner. There's no real reason why I want to get half through, other than it just feels like if I get half done then I'm halfway there, which feels like a sensible spot for dinner. But in reality it doesn't really matter. But I think that's where we're going to stop. Cheers. So according to the sat nav, we are now about a mile and a half away from this place in Beverly. The ride's not been great so far, to be honest. The little gap between these two, it's been busy, cars, trucks everywhere, so I haven't really put the camera on much because, to be perfectly honest, there's nothing much that you're going to miss. But we are nearly there now. We've also just clicked over 100 miles, so we've done 100 miles of the 300, so a third of the way there so far. Feeling decent, apart from my butt started to ache just a smidge. Also, you may be able to hear some music coming through this because I've got my cardo on, but if you can, don't judge. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just had the first little drama there. The bike died, completely stopped, lost all power. Yeah, suddenly thought that was it over. Just after I'd said to you we've cleared 100 miles, absolutely nothing. Coasted to the side, engine completely dead. Turned it off, turned it back on, absolutely nothing. And then happened to look down and noticed that the engine cut was in. So either I've got massive fat hands, possible, and knocked it, or it's vibrated itself down. Weird. Oh, heart in the mouth moment then, I thought that was it. And do you know what? A couple of minutes ago I just saw an A recovery truck by the side of the road that to the breakdowns with, and I thought, oh no, someone's had a crappy day. And then weirdly, that crappy day was almost mine. But there you go. Now I think, what was this place called again, did I say? Moto 5, Moto something or other. Ooh, what's this? Apparently my destination's on the left. Doesn't feel like this is the destination. It's definitely the vibes of where a place might be. And car wash. Okay, sat nav time I think. Oh, Moto Go. Moto Go, 110 yards. Ah, Moto Go. Aha! Found it. I was kind of hoping that this place might be a cafe, because I could really do with a pee. Right, where are we? Beverly. And it's 377 011 and it is 1109. I wonder if anybody else is visiting any of these places today, whether it's just me. I haven't bumped into anybody who appears to be doing the rally yet. NRR, the best excuse ever for a ride out. Love it. Right. Oh, picture time. Sweet. Right, let's plot the route for the next place.